I'd like to call this meeting to order. It is 6 p.m. and declare that we do have a board quorum present. The mission of Brazosport ISD is to graduate each student to be future ready. If you will please stand for our invocation led by Mr. Chris Dunn, and then our pledges of allegiance, which will be led by Mr. Jerry Atkins.
If you would pray with me. Heavenly Father, Lord, we just pause at this time, Lord, just to tell you how much we appreciate the blessings that you've given our community. Father, thank you for letting us be here tonight to take care of our district's business. Father, we're grateful and honored to have our visitors with us. So many great things being done that we get to celebrate tonight with our kids and our teachers and coaches. Just pray that you just bless them. Father, we ask a special blessing this week during the graduation time. Father, I just pray for just a great week of celebration. Father, just keep everybody safe, coming and going, and just pray that this might be a great experience for our families and our kids. Father, we just ask that things that are said and done tonight be honor and glory to you. Forgive us what we thank you, Jesus, and we pray. Amen.
You will join me in the pledges to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
You may be seated. I'd like to ask our board to begin making its way to the front as we move into our awards, achievements, and recognitions.
Still here?
Good evening, board members, Superintendent Massey, and guests. It is my honor to start our board meeting this evening with our awards and recognitions. We're going to start with the first place winners of our Name That Book competition. The annual Name That Book competition took place on March 27th and 28th. All elementary K through 2nd, 3rd and 4th, 5th and 6th, and 7th and 8th graders had teams participating, including this year bilingual divisions for our K through 2nd grade students. Each team reads the books selected from the Great Texas Mosquito List, an award list developed by our Brazosport ISD librarians for their appropriate grade level. And these are the books used in the competition. During the competition, each team is given a clue from one of the books, and they have to name that book. We are so very proud of every student who participated in the 2025 Name That Book competition and are thankful for all of the hard work that each student and their families and our sponsors and librarians put forward to make this possible. For our K through 2nd first place team from O.M. Robert, we have Kian Tuvik, Madeline Sowers, Mabry Matthews, Bodie Alexander, Eva Speed, Brooklyn Jordan, Sawa Arai, and their sponsors, Ms. Brandy Rowland, librarian, Lindsay Carter, and Amanda Crossler. Congratulations to the K through 2 first place winners, Robert.
Thank
back. 1, 2, 3. Something on, Ray. You getting it? Yeah, it is. Let me make sure. Yay. Let's get another one. Thank you. And then now, anyone?
Anybody else?
Anyone else? The first place winners of our K through second grade bilingual division is from PWOG. Luca Gomez Flores, Emmanuel Gonzalez Martinez, Jalen Aguirre, Alberto Nejo Maciel, Angeli Almendares Gomez, and Abigail Trejo Campos. And a big thank you to their sponsor, Nirvana Almanza, and their librarian, Kayla Comment. Congratulations.
Let me see. Everyone's looking. Look right here. Look at me. 1, 2, 3, and say yay. Anyone else? Yeah. Thank you.
Good job.
For our third and fourth grade first place winners from Boydell Elementary. We have Adrian Tapia, Victoria Moreno, Lucille Fernandez, Lyle Hall, Gwendolyn Luce, and Penny Hammett, and their librarian and sponsor, Miss Suzanne Brooks. Congratulations.
Yeah. All right. 1, 2, 3, and another one. 1, 2, 3.
That was terrible.
Good job.
For our fifth and sixth grade team, our first place winners are from Rasco Middle School. We have Avery Martin, Lillian Daniels, Olivia Juarez, Timothy Nabidi, Hayden Hearn, Madison Williams, and Chloe Nabidi. And our sponsoring librarian, Ms. Leanne Coos. Congratulations.
I'd like to get y'all down just a little so that maybe right in the middle. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. Another, thank you. And
from Freeport Intermediate. Stacy Perez Calderon, Jocelyn Calvillo, Avery de los Santos, Adalia Ferguson, Jocelyn Garcia, Isaiah Hernandez, Isabella Nunez, and Aiden Schwartzberger. And their sponsored librarian, Ms. Susan Williams. Congratulations.
I got it. 1, 2, 3.
And congratulations to our winners. I'd like to invite Ms. Purcell at this time.
Good evening, Mr. Massey, Board of Trustees, and our BISD community. Thank you for this opportunity to recognize and celebrate this outstanding group of athletes and their coaches. A special thank you to the parents and fans for their support throughout the year. We will begin this evening's recognitions with our Brazosport Lady Exporter track program. For the second year in a row, we're here to celebrate Nalia White, Brazosport High School junior and multi-sport athlete. The following is a list of accomplishments earned Nalia a trip to the 2025 UIL Class 4A State Championships on May the 1st at Mike Myers Stadium on the campus of the University of Texas in Austin. Nalia's 2025 track and field accomplishments. She won 5 gold medals this year in the triple jump. She added another 2 gold medals in the long jump. At the Brazosport ISD 75th Annual Gulf Coast Relays, she won the triple jump and placed 3rd in the long jump in a field of 4A through 6A competitors. She is the 29 4A district champion in the triple jump and the long jump. She continued her success at the area meet. Nalia is the area champion in the triple jump with a PR of 38 feet, 3.5 inches. She also earned the bronze medal in the long jump, which qualified her for the Region 4 Championships in Kingsville in both events. Nalia earned a silver medal at the Region 4 Championships in the triple jump, earning her ticket back to state for the second year in a row. Nalia competed well in front of a large crowd at the UIL State Championships. She finished as the 7th overall finisher in Class 4A, improving by 2 places from her 2024 state trip. Through hard work and dedication, Nalia will be in pursuit of a 3rd trip to the UIL State Championships in 2026. We're looking forward to a great senior season. Congratulations on your accomplishments, Nalia. Joining Nalia this evening are 2 of her coaches, Coach Ariane Short and head track coach Richard Davis.
Good job.
More pictures.
Go this way.
Eager to get this.
We're trying to take care of him. Looks like shit.
All right, we're going to go in a little bit of a reverse order here once we announce so that I can have the coaches helping with certificates. We have a good number of athletes, which is always a great thing. Our next recognition this evening is an exciting turnaround by the Exporter basketball program. The Exporters finished their 23-24 season with a record of 3 wins and 24 losses. We're talking about the previous year's season. Last spring, we also went through the hiring process for a new leader for our Exporter basketball program. Tonight, I'm pleased to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of this program after 1 year under the leadership of head coach Jordan Rose. Here are a few highlights from the 24-25 Brazosport Exporters season. The Exporters completed an amazing turnaround from the 3-24 previous year to a 22-12 record this season. That's 19 total wins more than last year. They finished District 29 4A as the 2nd place team with a district record of 10-3. The Exporters then went on and defeated Rockport Fulton 68-61 to become the by-district champions. The Exporters defeated Hidalgo 54-35 to earn the area championship and to punch their ticket to the Region 4 tournament. The Exporters competed well against the eventual state semifinalist Austin LBJ. Their 24-25 season ended with an incredible turnaround and as the Region 4 semifinalists. I'd like to now recognize this outstanding group of athletes and their coaches, starting with coaches. Assistant coaches, Julian Shepard, Daryl Johnson, Cameron Jackson, and head coach, Jordan Rose. I want to talk briefly about Coach Rose. Coach Rose came to us from Caroline Dawson, where he served as the varsity assistant coach. A diamond in the rough and a classic example of a candidate ready to be a head coach, just needing an opportunity. In a candidate pool of head coaches, Coach Rose was the clear choice for the Exporters. He more than delivered on what we were all seeking in our next head coach. We're proud that Coach Rose is an Exporter and look forward to many more years of B-Port success. Good to have you, Coach Rose. All right, now let's recognize these athletes that did all the work. All right, number 0, Peyton Harris. Number 1, Manny Williams. Number 2, Legend Williams. Number 3, Nigel Perry. Number 4, Darian Wilson. Number 5, De'Arion Ramsey. Number 10, Cameron Hinton. Number 11, Jeremiah Cuellar. Number 12, Adrian Gonzalez. Number 13, J.J. Barclay. Number 23, Lamario Kersey. And number 24, Max Villarreal. Back row, let's get the guys in the front. Best we can. Might have to go 2 rows, guys.
Vertically challenged. Come on. It's about the kids. It's about the kids. We can get behind John. You're a good man. 1, 2, 3, and look here, another.
Yeah, let's have the coaches step out of the way so we can get the trustees in with the kids. Yeah.
Still we have an issue here.
Congratulations.
No, we're good.
Thank you all. Congratulations.
All right, I need to see, you're done.
Yeah.
He's coming right through there. Liz, I can see Mason. All right, okay, right here, and then I'll move out of the way and let Terrence. Well, I gotta come out. 1, 2, 3, and I get 2. 1, 2, 3. I'm out of the way.
More to come.
Smile. Smile, sir. Thank you.
Job not finished, right? That's it. Y'all have to stay for the whole meeting, too.
Smile.
All right, thanks, guys. Okay, our final recognition this evening is another exciting turnaround. This one led by the Buccaneer soccer program. The Bucs finished their 23-24 season with a record of 6 wins, 9 losses, and 3 ties. Last spring also brought about the hiring process for a new leader for our Bucs soccer program. Once again, I'm pleased to recognize the outstanding accomplishments of this program after just 1 year under the leadership of head coach Thad Goodling. Here are a few highlights from the 24-25 Brazosport Buccaneers soccer season. The Bucs completed an amazing turnaround from the 6-9-3 season the previous year to a 21-3-3 season this year. 15 wins more than last year. The Bucs earned the Chevy Spotlight Team of the Week by Inside High School Sports. They finished as the District 24 6A champions with a district record of 11-2-1. The Bucs defeated Goose Creek Memorial 3-0 to become by-district champions. Down a goal late in regulation against South Houston, the Bucs continued fighting and were able to tie the game late to force overtime. The Bucs won in an exciting fashion in PKs to earn the area championship and punch their ticket to the Region 3 semifinal. The Bucs competed well against eventual state semifinalist Straight Jesuit. Their 24-25 season ended with an incredible turnaround and as the Region 3 semifinalists. I would now like to recognize this outstanding group of athletes, beginning with their coaches. Assistant Coach Beckham Guest. Assistant Coach Chase Dodge. Just last week, Coach Guest was announced as the Texas Coaches Association's Region 5 Assistant Coach of the Year. Region 5 encompasses the greater Houston area and all of our, everything surrounding Houston down here. So it's a large area, a lot of schools, and well earned. Now, head coach Thad Goodling. Coach Goodling came to us from Joshua in the DFW area. He had been the head coach at Joshua for the past 7 years. Prior to that, he had served as the head coach for 5 years in Dumas. We knew exactly what we were getting in our next head coach as his background spoke for itself. Even still, Coach Goodling and his Bucs more than delivered. We're excited for the continued growth and success of Bucs soccer. Coach Goodling also represents BISD in his role as Vice President of the Texas Association of Soccer Coaches. And, in addition to being the 24 6A Coach of the Year, Coach Goodling was also recognized by the Texas High School Coaches Association as the association's Region 5 6A Head Coach of the Year. And like before, now let's recognize the guys that did all of the hard work on the field. Number 1, Kevin Calamentis. Number 2, Brady Faulkner. Number 3, Gavin Hasso. Number 5, Jose Malagon. Number 7, Gustavo Gill. Number 9, Elijah Salinas. Number 10, Jareth Jones Cruz. Ben Patras. Number 14, Orfanel Macedo Hernandez. Number 16, Kevin Lucero. Number 19, Matthew Garcia. Number 21, Arturo Lubano. Number 22, Carlos Peraza. Number 23, Genaro Maceo Jr. Number 24, Carlos Gonzalez. Number 25, Sebastian Gomez. Number 29, Nick Guerra. Number 30, Kirsch Parker. And manager, Kenny Vidal. All right, now pick your time, guys.
Fish, paddle, shorter ones, all get on the side.
What you can do is look for me and I'll put your head in between other heads. So like, you're okay, but right there, how am I gonna, did you come over here? Thank you. Right here, your head, certificates are upright, straight, and a coat, and a coat. And a coat. Okay, we're gonna give it a whirl here. So, they go out so far, we don't, kind of standing. Yeah, so Jill wants a picture too, I bet. All right, look here, I gotta go wide. 1, 2, 3, y'all smile for me, 1, 2, 3, lots to be proud of. Okay, I'm getting out of the way. Good? Now do we
Right.
want the
Yeah, hold what you got, guys. Coaches, come on out. Hold what you got, guys. Y'all got a couple more.
I see you. Smile. Wait, you got a smile.
So, this right there, can you peek in through with his, Ken? I'm gonna get Chris right through there. If you'll just tilt your head the other way, Chris is coming right through. Okay, I can.
Get off the track.
Where's Coach Dodd stand?
I can't see your head, you're right. Okay,
How are you?
You're good, right there.
That's cold.
Yep, move over here.
Thank you for your
Move over there,
patience.
man.
Here we go.
I can't see you
One
here
smile.
anybody.
1,
Where
2,
you at?
3, and another, 2, 3. I'm getting out of the way. Okay, wow.
Thanks for being here on this.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it, guys.
Thank y'all.
Thank you very much.
These guys do good at service too.
You just walked around.
Oh, yeah.
You just walked around.
You know what, we didn't take the raise. I got a teacher. I got a raise.
Got teachers to do that. Excellent.
Good evening. I'm pleased to announce our Spotlight Teachers for the month of May. The Educator Spotlight Award recognizes outstanding teachers across our district. These are teachers who go above and beyond not only for their students, but for their coworkers as well. When I call your name, if you could come stand next to Mr. Massey. This month's Spotlight Educators are Brittany Angelos from Clute Intermediate School. And Marla Nickel from AP Boydell Elementary. With 10 years teaching in BISD, this is Coach Angelos D'Angelo's first year in this position as a dance teacher and cheer coach. She's done an incredible job leading the Cougar Crew dance and cheer team. She's brought fresh, innovative ideas and created meaningful opportunities for students at Clute Intermediate. Coach Angelos works seamlessly with the community, staff, and parents, coordinating pep rallies and dances that truly make every student feel special. She's also played a vital role in our unified activities at Clute Intermediate, ensuring all students are included in cheer, dance, and pep rallies. Always positive and smiling, her enthusiasm is contagious. Peers describe her as inspiring, passionate, and a shining example of leadership. She not only shapes talented performers, but fosters kind, high-character individuals. Clute Intermediate is a better place because of Coach Angelos, and they're incredibly fortunate to have her on their team. Miss Nickel teaches third grade science, social studies, and writing at AP Boydell Elementary, with her writing lessons going beyond the teaks to help students craft thoughtful reader responses and essays. The academic growth her students achieve is remarkable. She also sponsors both Boydell's Art Club and Student Council, dedicating countless hours after school to support their activities. Marla is passionate about both organizations, always seeking new ways to expand opportunities for students. Art Club meets weekly and ends with a student showcase, while Student Council holds monthly meetings, runs officer elections, takes part in the Festival of Lights parade, and enjoys a spring field trip. Marla's commitment reaches far beyond academics. She invests in helping students become leaders, creators, and kind, capable individuals. Her impact reaches far beyond the classroom. Thank you both for your service.
No, never apologize.
We're a family of show off.
Another performer.
This is much easier. Right here. 1, 2, 3. Another one. My God. My God.
One more.
Administrators with them? Yes. Selena and Carol.
No, here you go.
There you go.
Another? Thank you.
All right.
Tonight, we're proud to recognize 4 BISD campuses that have been named Capturing Kids' Hearts Showcase Campuses. This prestigious honor highlights schools committed to building strong, trusting relationships and creating safe learning environments. This recognition reflects the tireless efforts of educators and staff who consistently lead with empathy, model positive behavior, and prioritize the well-being of every student. Being named a Showcase Campus is not just an award. It's a testament to the culture where students feel seen, heard, and valued every day. These campuses have gone above and beyond to foster a sense of belonging and connection, ensuring that academic success is supported by emotional growth and personal development. Tonight we celebrate your unwavering commitment to excellence and thank you for capturing hearts as you inspire minds. Brazosport High School, first time designated as a CKH National Showcase Campus, Principal Quentin Virgil.
You stepped up, didn't you?
Next, for a second consecutive year in a row, Rasco Middle School, Principal Keith Fuller. And for the fifth consecutive year in a row, a CKH Showcase Campus, Brazosport Ninth Grade Center, represented by Principals Jarrett Johnson and Shannon Hester. And last but certainly not least, sixth consecutive year in a row, CKH Showcase Campus, Clute Intermediate School, Principal Tara Fulton. Congratulations, CKH National Showcase Campuses.
Lisa and Amy, would you please join us to the front? Today, we are proud to celebrate a truly outstanding achievement made possible through the exceptional leadership of Child Nutrition Program Director Amy Anderson and Registered Dietitian Lisa Mitchell. Congratulations to Amy, Lisa, and the entire BISD Child Nutrition team for earning the prestigious Cream of the Crop recognition from the Texas Department of Agriculture. This honor is awarded to school nutrition programs that go above and beyond in delivering high-quality meals, innovative nutrition education, and exceptional service to students. Under Amy and Lisa's guidance, our child nutrition team has embodied these values, demonstrating an unwavering commitment to student well-being through fresh, healthy meals, creative menu planning, and a strong focus on food security. Amy and Lisa, thank you for your vision, dedication, and tireless support. Your leadership has been key to this remarkable success. Once again, congratulations to BISD Child Nutrition Team. You truly are the cream of the crop. We are incredibly proud of you and grateful for you.
Good evening, board members and guests. It is my privilege to introduce to you two new elementary school principals. We will first start with Ms. Jessica Robertson. If you will please join Mr. Massey at the front. Jessica Robertson has been selected as the new principal of Stephen F. Austin Elementary for the upcoming 25-26 school year. With a proven track record of academic growth, student engagement, and campus leadership, Jessica brings more than a decade of experience in education and the administration to the role. Jessica has served as assistant principal at both Velasco and Lanier campuses for the past 5 years and was recently named the 24-25 BISD Elementary Assistant Principal of the Year. This is a reflection of her leadership and unwavering commitment to student success. Throughout her career, she has helped guide campuses to distinction and recognition at both the state and national levels. As a former distinguished teacher and grade level lead, Jessica has served in multiple leadership roles, including summer school head administrator, Title I lead, and ARD and 504 administrator. She holds a Master of Arts in Education Administration from Lamar University and a bachelor's degree in mathematics from Western Governors University. Please join me in welcoming Jessica Robertson as the new principal of Stephen F. Austin Elementary. At this time, I'll now ask Ms. Sarah Jatala to please join Mr. Massey at the front. BISD is pleased to announce Sarah Jatala as the new principal of AP Boydell Elementary. Sarah brings more than 20 years of experience in education with a strong background in leadership and student support. Her experience includes overseeing key areas like special programs, teacher evaluation, student management, and leading initiatives that strengthen student involvement in campus atmosphere. She has served as assistant principal at Brazosport High School for the past 7 years and previously worked in Spring Branch and A-Leave as assistant principal, counselor, and special education teacher, giving her valuable experience across multiple grade levels. Sarah is a graduate of Brazosport High School, holds a bachelor's degree in behavioral sciences and a Master of Science in Curriculum and Instruction from the University of Houston Clear Lake, along with certifications in school counseling and superintendency. Sarah Jatala will step into this new role in the coming year following the retirement of Laura Morris, who led Boydell since 2012. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Sarah Jatala as the new principal at Boydell Elementary.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Right here. 1, 2, 3. And my second, 2, 3.
This concludes our awards and recognitions for this evening. Thank you so much to our board members.
That does conclude our awards and recognitions for this evening. Next item we have is our audience with individuals. In accordance with BED Local, the board provides an audience with individuals who have signed up prior to the meeting to address the board. Tonight, we do not have anyone who signed up to address the board, so we'll move on to our next item. The next item that we have on our agenda is our consent agenda. Are there any items requested to be pulled from the consent agenda by the board?
Yeah, I'd like to pull item E
Item E.
for a brief discussion, I promise.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, if not, then do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda less item E?
Second.
It's been moved by Mr. Dunn, seconded by Mr. Atkins. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed by nay. All right, that carries. Thank you. The next item that we have are our reports. Public comment will be allowed on each report. Our first report is the 2026 budget planning update by our Chief Financial Officer, Mr. Cancino.
Thank you. Good evening. In today's budget report, I will present the updated budget figures for the current fiscal year provide an update on the proposed budget for the upcoming fiscal year, and share a brief overview of recent legislative changes related to school finance. This presentation reflects our ongoing commitment to fiscal responsibility, aligned with Brazosport ISD goal of ensuring financial strength and securing the resources necessary to support high-quality facilities and educational programs. And to recap our current budget, the 25-26 budget was adopted with an 11.7 million deficit. We have projected Chapter 313 revenues at $6 million. However, actual payments are now expected to total approximately $12.5 million, exceeding expectations by a significant margin. The budget was based on average daily attendance, or ADA, of 10,086. Currently, ADA stands at approximately 9,985, 101 students below projections, and 31 below last month's estimate. While special education mainstream ADA is slightly below expectations, other special education services are outperforming projections, generating an additional $1 million in revenues. For state compensatory education, we had budgeted for 7,601 students, but the actual count is 6,287, resulting in a $2 million shortfall. This year, the Texas Education Agency, or TA, implemented a new reporting system, EPI. We are currently working with TA to correct our state student counts and potentially secure additional funding. Despite these variances, we anticipate ending the year with a fund balance of $38 million, $77,000 below our target of $38.1 million. This reflects an update from last month's report, which showed a $77,000 surplus above the target. The change is primarily due to the decline in ADA, which we expect to continue as we incorporate data from the six weeks into the average. Although we've encountered shortfalls in ADA and state comp counts, the overall budget is performing better than expected. The projected deficit now stands at $5.7 million, a $6 million improvement over the original forecast. The 89th Texas legislative session is currently underway, and one of the key pieces of education legislation being discussed is House Bill 2, as substituted by the Senate. This bill includes several significant changes to education finance. First, let's look at the basic allotment, the base amount of per student funding school districts receive. Under current law, this is set at $6,160. The Senate substitute proposes a modest increase of $55, bringing it to $6,215. The bill also introduces a new teacher retention allotment, which marks a notable departure from current law, where no specific retention funding exists. The goal here is to help districts retain experienced classroom teachers through targeted financial support. The proposed allotment is structured based on two key factors: years of teaching experience and district enrollment size. For smaller districts with 5,000 or fewer students, teachers with 3 to 4 years of experience would receive $5,000. And those with 5 or more years would receive $10,000. For larger districts with 5,001 students or more, teachers with 3 to 5 years would receive $2,500, and teachers with 5+ years would receive $5,500. It's important to note that this is a permanent pay increase, but one major concern is that the funding is not fully covered. The bill does not include payroll taxes, which will leave the district to absorb those additional costs. The special education adjusted allotment, under current law, funding is tied to the instructional arrangements, essentially where and how the student is being served, such as in a self-contained classroom or through mainstream inclusion. The bill proposes a shift to an intensity of services model. This means funding would now be based on how intensive the special education services are, rather than just where they occur. This could potentially direct more resources to students with greater needs. In addition, the bill would provide $1,000 for every special education evaluation conducted by the district. This is likely aimed at reducing delays in identifying and serving students, especially in light of recent concerns about backlogs and evaluations. The additional state aid for regional insurance cost allotment targets specifically districts located in first-tier coastal counties or catastrophic areas. Under the bill, eligible districts would receive 1/3 of the difference between what schools in the same coastal area are paying for ADA for insurance and what schools are paying statewide on average. For example, if a coastal district insurance cost significantly exceeds the state's average, this provision helps offset a portion of that gap. So now looking ahead at the preliminary values, we received from the Brazoria County Appraisal District the 26 property value estimates. For maintenance and operations or M&O purposes, the preliminary property value is estimated at $12 billion. When adjusted for prior year variances, that figure is $11.5 billion, representing a 1.42% increase, or approximately $171 million over last year. In terms of the projected M&O tax rate, we're expecting a rate of 68 cents, which is a decrease of about 5 cents compared to the 24-25 tax rate, our current tax rate. As a result, estimated M&O tax collections are projected to be around $72.6 million, a $7 million decrease from the current year. Despite the slight increase in property values, this drop is due to the compression in the tax rate. Property values for INS grew by about 0.5%, an increase of roughly $111 million. The INS tax rate is projected to remain unchanged at 21.5 cents. However, because of only modest growth in property values, estimated INS tax collections are expected to total $44 million, which is about $1.4 million less than the current year. Overall, while values are slightly up, compression in the tax rate will result in lower tax collections for the M&O budget. The decrease in tax collections will be made up by gains in state revenue. We are continuing to review and analyze potential budget reductions across the district. The evaluation of the high school master's schedule conducted to identify potential efficiencies has been completed, in addition to campus and department staffing meetings. We continue reviewing department budgets to identify further cost-saving opportunities. At the same time, we are evaluating the potential for staff compensation increases, which may result in additional expenditures. To date, we have identified approximately $9.7 million in expenditure reductions. This includes an estimated $5 million in savings related to the fiscal year change. This slide represents the updated budget scenarios, showing both the figures we shared at last month's board meeting and our current projections based on newly received information. You'll notice a slight change in the table format. Since the last meeting, we've made a key adjustment. The $3 million one-time stipend has been removed from the total expenditures to provide a clearer picture of ongoing operational costs. The green column reflects the data shared during the previous board meeting. At that time, total available revenues were projected as $118 million. After removing the one-time stipend, expenditures totaled $127.6 million. This resulted in a projected deficit of $9.6 million before applying any reductions. Once we factored in $9.7 million in potential reductions, we arrived at a small surplus of $71,000. Now, with preliminary property value estimates, revenues have slightly decreased to $117.9 million. Expenditures remain unchanged at $127.6 million, resulting in a projected deficit of $9.8 million, again before reductions. Applying the same $9.7 million in reductions, we are now looking at a projected deficit of approximately $100,000. And that's before accounting for any potential pay increases. If we factor in provisions of House Bill 2, and that would be the last column, the financial picture improves. The bill would increase available revenues to $120.9 million, with expenditures and reductions unchanged. This scenario would produce a projected surplus of $2.9 million. While we're still refining these figures, it's clear that property values and proposed legislation like House Bill 2 have significant impact on our financial outlook. It is also important to note that none of these scenarios presented account for recent federal spending cuts or potential compensation increases. We've recently been informed of reductions to our federal entitlements, including Title I and IDEA-B grants. These cuts will affect our general fund budget, and we're currently assessing the full extent of that impact. While there is still work ahead, it is important to remember that we began this process with a projected $12.6 million deficit. We've made significant progress, and that's thanks to the collective effort and support of everyone involved. As we continue refining these adjustments, we'll keep you informed with the latest updates. And below is the budget planning calendar outlining the next steps and upcoming key dates. Any questions?
Any questions from the board? Yes, sir.
The TEA accountability for special ed, is that new this year? Is this the first time we've had to input that in the way that they want it now?
Oh, for the StateCom numbers? Yes.
Okay.
It is a shift, yes.
And so, if I read correctly, isn't it kind of convoluted to input?
So what it used to be in the past, and this is our PEAM submission, in the past, what would happen is that we would extract the information from our system ourselves. We were uploaded into the PEAMS, to the TSDS system, and go through the validation process, and then approve, superintendent sign off, and we're good. Now what's happening is that the state contracted with FI, and what they do is they automatically go in and pull the information before we've had a time to fully look at our information and clean it up. And we're trying. It's an ongoing process. So what happened with our StateCom numbers is, due to the system, a group of students were not picked up. And we've already submitted a ticket. We are working with TEA. I think we heard from TEA recently that we are cleaning up those numbers. So that should be a gain of about 600 more students. So that will increase our funding for this year.
So, getting more help from TEA.
Yeah.
That's always good.
Make it more complex.
You said that in the Senate Bill 2, or the whatever it is, the modified one, or whatever they're trying to come up with, the raises for the retention, or whatever we want to call it, I don't know what I call it, retention, but that is an ongoing, it's not a one-time payment?
Right. That would be an allotment created to stay permanently. The only thing is that it does not account for any of the taxes that we would normally have to pay, like your Medicare tax and the TRS reporting portion.
So that number increases the teacher pay, but it increases our budget?
Correct. It's a kind of like we're a pass-through. They're going to give us that so that we push it out and give it to the employees. Yes.
So more help.
It also does not account for all teachers because it starts at year 3.
It starts at year 3.
Year 3.
Right,
Right.
yeah, which, I don't, that's, that whole Senate bill baffles me.
Yeah,
It's crazy, but, so our evaluation for special ed, I mean, we have to evaluate for anybody using a voucher or a private school, they would bring their student here for us to evaluate for special ed. And $1,000, does that cover our costs?
No.
Okay.
It does
So,
not.
so I don't think people realize that, vouchers for special ed is good, but they don't evaluate their own. The public school evaluates for special ed.
Right.
Last question, the fiscal year change, has that been inputted to the state yet, or when do we have to do it?
No, that will be going later
Oh,
this
that's
month.
right.
Yes.
Okay.
You know, another thing about, school safety thing, and, the teachers, the schools that are, people are getting, have their the schools that have folks, but voucher eligible, they don't have to come up to standards that we do for the officers or anything else. They get their money and they don't have to pay anything for it.
In the Senate bill, there's also additional increases, slight increases for some of our allotments, like our state comp allotment, just like the House bill had to. So they're similar in that.
Yeah, but they're
But it's
small.
very small,
Very small,
correct?
yeah. Contingency funds is what, 6 million?
3 million
3
this
million?
year.
So, I guess I would highlight the reduction of 500,000. I know we haven't used much of it over the past, but that's always scary to me, is reducing the contingency funds. But anyway, so we'll just keep that in mind as we go forward. So, that was my last question, after the last question.
Thank you. Well, and we've talked about this too. The other thing we continue to advocate with the Senate is that the increase in the teacher raise based on student enrollment. So we have 3 school districts neighboring us that are less than 5,000 students, and so they get double the increase of pay for, there's no justifiable reason why, because they have less than 5,000 students, that their teachers are getting a $5,000 and a $10,000 raise, and our teachers are getting a $2,500 and $5,500 raise, just because we're over 5,000 students. So, again, we continue to advocate with the Senate with that it has not gotten much traction.
Another thing to go, paras, cafeteria folks, bus
Doesn't
driver,
include-
maintenance, none of those are included in any kind of salary
Not
increase.
included in any of that, yeah, which is about half of our employees.
I don't think you guys have any traction with the Senate. They're just
Yeah.
kind of on their own little world.
Smaller districts aren't gonna have a difficult time filling their positions.
Well, they're gonna be in the same situation we are, where they're gonna get that money, but it's gonna increase their budget, because
The taxes.
yeah, the taxes and benefits aren't included in this, so.
Any other questions from the board? From the audience? All right, thank you, Ms. Ancino. Next item that we have on our reports is the compensation planning update for the 25-26 school year. Ms. Jennifer Neighbors, our Chief HR Officer.
All right, good evening. Tonight I have a brief update on our compensation planning. TASB's finalizing our pay review, and we'll share that information once it's finalized. I'd like to start the presentation tonight with an update related to employee benefits with a year in review. So this was our first year with United Healthcare. Based on feedback, our plan design seemed to work well for our members. Our biggest challenge was primary care physician designations and changes early on in September. Next Level Prime has been a successful added supplemental benefit for our employees and for the district. And with the enriched wellness incentives through Prime and United, we saw an increase in the number of annual physicals and preventative care. We do foresee some changes coming, so we've requested United provide detailed claims data so we can review and analyze before new rates are released. We do have a rate cap in place to safeguard against significant rate increases. Our open enrollment will begin in July through the start of school. Our outreach efforts will begin as soon as we have rate slots to inform all members of plans and costs. We aren't changing our plan that would void our rate cap, and we would have significant rate increases if we were to do that. We're working to expand our partnership with Next Level Prime and enhance accessibility to cost-effective care for our employees. We'll continue to watch and compare our rates to TRS. Those will be released at the end of June. So this slide shows a snapshot of our savings by employees utilizing Next Level Prime from September 2024 through March 31st. This helps reduce our claims cost on insurance, which drives our rate increases. We saved approximately $409,000 towards claims from hitting our claims, with $245,000 of that just from people utilizing Next Level rather than going to the emergency room when the emergency room wasn't needed at that time. So during the April board meeting, we reviewed 3 preliminary teacher pay models along with how we compare with the market and our teacher pay. We saw that we were 97 to 98% of market for all years. We reviewed our market sources and market districts. We reviewed our competitive stipends. We looked at the 3%, 5%, and 6% increase models. May 21st, we'll review findings and recommendations with TASB. We'll then present the final report to the board, and hopefully in June, we're recommending a compensation plan. While we know these figures can change, these are the preliminary costs for the 3 models provided by TASB. This includes for each percent model the raise plus some adjustments. The GPI percentages were applied for all pay grades, not just the teacher models this time. The 3% model the GPI percentages were applied for all pay grades, sorry. The 3% model would cost approximately $3 million. The 5% model would cost approximately $5 million, and the 6% would cost approximately $6 million. The 24-25 3% one-time payment cost the district $3 million last year. Last month, when we reviewed the preliminary teacher model costs, we discussed that the schedules were all in alignment with how House Bill 2 was written at that time. In the last week, the Senate started hearings on House Bill 2 with their substitute plan that Ms. Cancino spoke to, which includes teacher-only raises. The last column shows that the Senate substitute would cost approximately $3.3 million to implement if it passes. That is just for the amounts applied for years 3 and up. So the $2,500 for 3 and 4, the $5,500 for 5 years up, and that would be for any model. The 6% increase model that was the closest teacher schedule that would reflect the teacher raises of $2,500 starting at year 3 and $5,500 at 5. But we would still have to make adjustments if we used that to meet the minimum amount. Just to get a look at what the Senate substitute would look like, I've prepared 2 models of a teacher schedule. The first model shows our current teacher schedule, which is the blue line, and the red line reflects the current schedule with the Senate substitute applied. You see an increase of $2,500 at year 3 and 4, then 5+ years, a $5,500 increase has been applied. This is an improvement from our current model, but we would stay behind in market due to market districts applying their raises to their schedules versus a one-time payment. This model shows the 3% raise scenario applied to the teacher schedule, and then the Senate substitute amounts applied to the increased schedule. You see an increase of $2,500 at year 3 and 4, 5+ years is $5,500. This preliminary model would align us better with market districts that have enrollments of over 5,000 students. Districts with enrollments of 5,000 or less will receive double the amount for raises at the same years. And we have 5 districts that have that enrollment that are close to us. And while we have the ability to employ more people, that would still possibly affect our teacher retention when they're getting double the raises. But we're still working to come up with a plan and make reductions where we can. TASB's recommended that school districts wait on the implementation of general pay increases as a result of potential legislative action, and this information presented this evening is for report only. Administration will have a recommendation at a subsequent board meeting to align with the 25-26 budget. Any questions?
A lot. Any questions?
Hey, with this 5,000 under and over 5,000, our little comparisons, we may have to have 2 or 3 comparisons to really function in or to hone in on, are we comparing to the bigger districts, are we comparing to the smaller districts? So it's gonna be,
We have some of them. We've already
Yeah.
started looking at it just in case.
so, you know, so that, if we didn't have any trouble with our graphs, we'd have more now. So, okay, in general, have you heard of other districts, not so much, I mean, throughout the state, of what percentage raises they're talking about? I mean, I haven't heard as much this year. I think they don't really know what to do.
I think that's exactly what it is, and even if they're having these pay analyses done, they're being told, like, it's recommended to wait to see what the legislature's gonna do.
Well, that first line there about waiting, and, you know, the thing is that we could wait till November when they have several special sessions. That's gonna be the problem.
Yeah, hopefully there won't be one.
We did it.
Oh, I think,
Yeah, we did, that was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna, I think there's gonna be one or 2.
Yeah, we'll see.
So this throws another wrinkle in the crinkle, right?
Yeah. It could change next week, it could change tomorrow, so.
At the end of the day, though, we still gotta take care of that half the group that's not in the classroom, that's been making the classroom possible.
Absolutely.
That's,
They make up more than half of our staff. We have 769 teachers. And so 188 are 0 to 3 years too. So that's something to think about as well.
Could you put that down and send it to us?
I could.
Break down or
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good info to cogitate on.
I don't know how to even ask the question about if you can put the associated cost of the taxes that are gonna be on top of that's why I said I have more questions than answers. I don't really know how to, I don't even know which model to go with, but, you know, I mean, we're looking at 3 million, 4 million, 5 million, whatever it is, but then the 0 through 3 years plus everybody else plus the taxes on top of all that.
It's not even enough really to fund
Yeah.
what the required raise would be, just for a small portion of our employees. Not a small portion, but a good significant amount, but not all of our employees.
It's like the zone of uncertainty. From a few years ago.
More uncertainty.
More uncertainty.
Yeah.
Okay, any other
Back to the wellness thing,
Yeah.
this United Health is now being investigated. I hope that doesn't throw a cog in the operation.
I hope not either.
The next level prime has been a really good benefit
Yeah,
for our
that
employees.
helps.
It really has, and it's nice that they're open in the evening, because they can access them, like when they get off work, where the doctor's office, they might end up at the emergency room when that's not really where they need to go.
Well, I haven't had a chance to look at your spreadsheet here, but, I mean, it jumps out at you, you know, about the emergency room versus the PCB and the urgent care. Yeah.
Well, and they also offer primary care.
Yeah.
And so for some of our employees, it's much more affordable.
where's their clinic located?
It's in that shopping center in front of HEB.
Yeah, across from
Okay.
ATV.
And as,
On the end there, right?
Talking about chick salad chick?
yes, actually in that same strip. And so as more employees have joined, they have increased their staff as well. And they're actually, and we're talking to them, and we're hoping that they are gonna come through with this, because I think they're gonna reduce the rates for our employees.
And they definitely open on Saturdays, they open
Yep.
on Sunday too.
Yes, they're open every day and then in the evening, so.
And they have nurse practice,
They have doctors and nurse practitioners.
Well, and they'll let you do your wellness visit
Yep.
there. The biggest problem is
getting a PCP, that, and you can, because if you sign up and select the PCP, it may take you 5 or 6 months to actually get the initial appointment. However, you can go tomorrow to the clinic and get whatever you need in lieu of having a PCP.
Well, and what's nice is you can actually still make an appointment there.
Right.
It's the same day appointment, whether you're sick, well, for sick you can. It doesn't take nearly as long as going to a regular doctor. And they've worked to streamline, if they need to refer them beyond being at next level, using our in-network providers to refer them to. So, because that doesn't always happen.
Any other questions from the board?
Does it say how, this utilization, is that average monthly members, is that, our enrollment, or is that the enrollment that we have? That seems like a bunch.
That's average monthly members. Some of our employees have a family membership, so that includes.
Oh, this is total people?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I was saying, that's a bunch of people that, I couldn't add them up. Okay.
And so, some of our employees have added this has been when they could add over the course of the year. If they had insurance with us, and they didn't get it initially, they might have joined in December, January.
Are the family rates affordable?
Hmm?
The family rates are affordable?
Yes, yes,
So is this next level, is that a corporate thing, or?
It is, but and it's not nationwide. It's based in Texas.
Okay. I get it. I'm done.
Any questions from the audience?
Yeah, your rate cap, what percentage is that cap at in comparison to the salary increases that
So the rate cap, they can't raise our insurance or the rate more than 14.9%. Where some, you would see, like if we were to switch plans, you could see a 29% increase. So, yeah.
But that is a good point, sir, because often, it has not been unusual when we've given a raise to staff and the insurance increases offset the raise.
Offset the raise,
Certainly,
yeah,
that's
so
not unusual.
percentage of the raise versus that?
Yeah.
Not very.
Can you spell TRS?
Yeah, yeah, TRS.
All right.
Any other questions?
Thank you, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Next item that we have under our reports is the bond planning and construction update. Mr. Tyler, our Director of Maintenance and Capital Projects.
Good evening. The following is in accordance with Board Policy CV Local. It is my pleasure to present the planning and construction update for the 2019 bond program. Tonight's presentation is going to be fairly short, starting with the Brazosport pool. Oh, and here's our spending as of April 25th, 91.8%. Total POs issued, completed, or in progress. Here's an aerial shot from late last week. You can see the entire site. We've got underground sanitary sewer going, being installed right now on either side of the parking lot at the field house. We've got the building. Here's an overview of the pool site. You can see the under equipment building plumbing that is complete and being backfilled. Here's a shot looking at the sump pit. There's the under slab plumbing for the equipment building. Just another angle of the same area. And that's looking from the pool to the equipment building back toward the main campus. There's a manhole for the sanitary sewer. This will be wrapped up and backfilled by the end of the week, unless weather disagrees. That's right next to the field house. The piping is done. It's just a matter of compacting the soil and covering it up. Here's the rendering that you guys have seen several times over the past several board meetings. Pool deck, there's the opposite end. There's the site rendering and an enlarged view of the layout of the pool. And then on to the Rasco stacking lanes, nothing new here. We'll mobilize as soon as school's out and knock that project out. Same site plan that you've seen before. And the bleachers at Brazosport, we've had a handful of delays, but we're hoping to get wrapped up by the end of this week. These were taken with the drone late last week. You can see the graphic in the background. That's the home side. You can see it says Buck. And there's the straight view of the graphic. Turned out awesome. And there's the visitor side. They've been working today, I believe, right, Coach? Or they're coming back Thursday, Friday?
Start tomorrow.
Okay. Hopefully we'll be wrapped up by the end of the week. That side will say Pride. And it looks very good. The last update I gave you guys, we were wrapping up the work on fixing the sanitary sewer piping at Velasco and doing the roof overlay. All that work is now complete. And Child Nutrition is working to get the equipment back in the kitchen. This clicker's not working very well. There's a serving line leading back into the kitchen space. Walls have been covered up. Everything's painted now. Here's one of the restrooms that we had to remove tile and block to fix the piping. Some of the group restrooms. I don't know if this clicker's working or if David's controlling it. Another restroom. Okay. No. Just. And here's the roof after. Well, there's a small section in this one that's incomplete. And that is all I have for you guys. I apologize. This clicker is not being cooperative. Any questions?
So on the roof of Velasco, was that a total replace or just?
No, we put like an isolation board that's 3/4 of an inch thick on top of the gravel. They removed any gravel that was kind of piled up, but it actually is covering the previous roof with a Duralast membrane, and it turned out great. I mean, you walk on it, you wouldn't know there's gravel underneath it.
So it is Duralast?
Yes.
And child nutrition maintenance, there's a slide, but is that, do we get that next month?
We've kind of paused a little bit. We're looking at some other design options to be more cost effective. We don't have a clear plan to share this evening, but it is still in the works.
Okay. It's always been last.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Any other questions for Tyler? The audience? All right. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Next item that we have under our reports is the Board of Trustees training hours. That falls to me. A few years ago, they started requiring that we announce this every year at this meeting. So here we go. Under the State Board of Education rule, completing required continuing education each year of service is a basic obligation and expectation of any sitting board member. As board president, I'm required to announce the name of each member who has completed the required continuing education, has exceeded the required continuing education, and also, if they are deficient in meeting the required continuing education. The requirements for training are measured as of the first anniversary of the date of the trustee's election or appointment, or the 2-year anniversary of his or her previous training as applicable. There are 8 training areas for board members' continuing education. Local district orientation, orientation to the Texas Education Code, post-legislative update to the Education Code, team building, additional continuing education, evaluating student academic performance and setting goals, identifying and reporting abuse, trafficking, and other maltreatment of children, and school safety. To the extent applicable to each board member, I will announce the completion or deficiency as to the required training. For members who still have time remaining to complete required training, I will announce those board members who have scheduled timely training and those who have not yet scheduled their training. At the conclusion of this announcement, I will announce any board members' training in excess of the continuing education requirements. There are are no new returning or current board members who were required to complete the following: the local district orientation, the orientation to the Texas Education Code training, or the post-legislative update to the Texas Education Code training for the period covered by this announcement, or the post-legislative update to the Texas Education Code training. The following board members are scheduled to complete the annual team building training on the evening of June 16th, 2025. Mason Howard, Scott Schwartner, Jerry Atkins, Joe Reinhardt, Liz Cuellar, Chris Dunn, and Ken Schulte. The following board members have completed the additional 5 hours of continuing education requirements: Mason Howard, Scott Schwartner, Jerry Atkins, Joe Reinhardt, Liz Cuellar, Chris Dunn, and Ken Schulte. All board members met the required hours and have completed the biennial training of evaluating student academic performance and setting goals. The following board members met or are scheduled to complete the required hours on the biennial training on identifying and reporting abuse and trafficking: Mason Howard, Scott Schwartner, Joe Reinhardt, Liz Cuellar, Chris Dunn, Ken Schulte, and Jerry Atkins. The following board members met or are scheduled to complete the biennial training on school safety: Ken Schulte, Chris Dunn, Mason Howard, Scott Schwartner, Jerry Atkins, Joe Reinhardt, and Liz Cuellar. The following board members exceeded the required amount of continuing education training: Board member Mason Howard exceeded the required amount of continuing education training by 17 additional hours. Board member Scott Schwartner exceeded the required amount by 6.5 hours. Board member Mr. Atkins exceeded the continuing education training by 42.5 hours.
No, Victoria.
That was Victoria.
Board member Joe Reinhardt exceeded the required hours by 15. Board member Liz Cuellar exceeded the required hours by 10.5. And board member Chris Dunn exceeded the required hours by 10.5 hours. That is all for that report. We've spent a lot of time training and retraining and continuing to train. Next item that we have on our agenda are board committee reports. Do we have any board committee reports this evening?
Well, I don't have a committee report, but we didn't have the,
I still got it.
oh, it is, no, I thought we,
Item consent?
yeah,
I got it.
okay,
Keep going.
that's fine. That's what I was asking.
Okay.
It's not a committee report, but I appreciate the cabinet. First, congratulations on your daughter graduating.
Thank you. Thank you.
She makes you look good. And to Mr. Whitehead, Mr. Berger, and Ms. Neighbors that decided to take part of the three-man show that came there. Mr. Dunn and Mr. Schulte were hard to get along with, but it all worked out. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Any other from our board members? All right, the next item that we have is the item that was pulled from consent. That's item E. Item E is the Brazosport College Memorandum Understanding Renewal Dual Credit Educational Services and Adult Education and Literacy Program. Mr. Atkins.
Yeah, I just wanted to point out, you know, that's such a great program. So hopefully, I guess I'd like to request that we get an update for the next meeting about how many hours has been done, how many associate's degrees, and adult education stuff. I think that would be very helpful because it's a, I mean, I don't know how many kids we've got graduating with associate's degree, but it's more than 2. So anyway, that was my whole point. It's like, you know, it's good, the memorandum is good, and the cost, and the only thing it said the cost was not no new funding, but it does cost us a bit. But the college also, you know, they got all the funding from the legislature last year, so they're covering all those costs. But anyway, if we could just get that update, I think that would be enlightening for all of us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
There were quite a few brass schools in there already getting their associates.
Yeah, I think that's a good number to highlight for our community also.
Yeah.
So I'll make a motion that we approve that item pulled from consent.
All right, it's been moved by Mr. Atkins and seconded by Mr. Reinhardt to approve the item that was pulled from consent agenda. Item E, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All
I didn't,
opposed,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
all opposed by nay. All right, that carries. Yes, sir,
To
Mr.
go
Brown.
back to one item, but, I didn't attend the Brazosport Award night, but I attended the Brazosport Award night. Those kiddos there amassed over $400,000 in scholarships and grants and stuff, and so, that's a big for them, because a lot of those folks, struggle. What was even more, I guess, a positive, several of them were on different coasts, some on the West Coast, some on the East Coast, at national events, competitions, and so, my alma mater's doing great things.
Thank you. All right. Next item that we have on our agenda, our next regularly scheduled work session, board meeting will be right here June 16th, and afterwards we will do the board training, the team of 8. Next thing that we have is executive session. It may be called for the purposes permitted by the Texas Open Meeting Act, Texas Government Code, Section 551.001 through 551.146. Section 551.071 is consultation with attorney. Section 551.72 for the purpose of discussing the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property. Section 551.074, personnel matters, appointment, employment, evaluation, reassignment, duties, discipline, dismissal, or complaint. Section 551.076, intruder detection audit report findings for BISD. Section 551.082 for the purpose of considering discipline of a public school child or complaint or charge against personnel. We'll return shortly. So now reconvene from executive session. The time is 8:19. Unless there are any objections, we shall stand adjourned.